Hi guys, we're doing an early mock draft. This was something that I recorded and then I fucked up. So I might not seem too energetic. We're just going to do the first 10 picks. I watched about 50, 60 of these prospects. I'm going to do film analysis later on towards the end of the year or after the season. And then later on, those when those mock drafts, the season's over, we actually know the actual order will be more accurate and yada, yada, yada. So this one was hard for me between Kevon Thibodeau or Evan Neal. But I think they are going to re-sign Cam Robinson. They do need help at edge. I think they only have like 5 sacks on the season, something like that. So I would have to give them Kevon Thibodeau here. The Lions, I think their offense is more solid than most people would think. I think they do have their quarterback in Jared Goff, which I don't like Goff, but contract-wise, they do have to keep him for 2 years. And I don't know if they really want to draft a quarterback when they have other needs, when I think they have a good future ahead of them. So you just get a guy who could play anywhere on defense, Kyle Hamilton, a guy who you could put in the box, you could put up top. I think you even put him on man, to be honest, on a slot receiver. He's a very athletic, very versatile, and aggressive DB who's honestly my number one player in this draft. He's ranked third. He's ranked third. He's number one for me. They have a lot of needs on defense. He could fill some of those needs. Perfect. Now this pick right here is really what they're going to do at quarterback, which I think they're going to keep Watson. I think Watson will eventually play for them. They declined 3 first-round picks and 3 thirds to keep him, so they're definitely keeping him. So I think this is a team that just goes best available. They have so many needs. They have edge. They honestly do have off at the line needs, really. They need receivers. They need a safety. They need a solid corner, linebackers. When that many needs, you just take best available. On my eye, perfect. The Jets. I had a few players in mind for the Jets. Evan Neal, of course. DeMarvin Leal. But then I started thinking, okay, they have solid guys there. But then I started thinking corners, which I don't know if I would put Andrew Booth as number 4 or Ahmad Gardner. So I'm starting to think this must be the best available pick. Which this is a team that off at the line is terrible. Terrible. There's some young guys, but the right side's not good. You could convert Evan Neal to the right side, or you can move around the line with Elijah Vera Tucker. Now, here with the Giants, this is hard, to be honest, because if Dave Gettleman's the GM, it's going to be DeMarvin Leal, which he isn't. He's a very good player, don't get me wrong. The Giants don't need that. Giants need edge or even corner. I could really see the Giants going with a corner here. As some of you might not think that's very possible. After this year, James Bradbury, we have 1 year left on his contract. Dory Jackson will have 2. They have not been playing good, so they might just let him walk. Why not bring in someone young? But that's something smart, and the Giants don't do that. They let's go with a need. But usually, like edge, they usually go with like the third best guy, Drake Jackson. But no, Aiden Hutchinson, a pretty fast, explosive guy who has size to him. I wouldn't mind that pick for the Giants. If that was the pick, I wouldn't mind it. I don't know about number 5. I don't think this draft class, in my opinion, is too good compared to past years. Every year I noticed there's been a number 1 guy or a number 1 quarterback who everyone's like, oh, by default that's the best guy. But I feel like we haven't had that in this draft class yet. This is not too much of a heavy offensive class, but anyways. Quarterback here, I'm going with Atlanta. Atlanta needs a quarterback to actually start up this rebuild. They really could go defense with the Marvin Leo, but they need a restart. They need to trade Matt Ryan. They could get rid of him after this year due to contract issues. Take Matt Corral, the best quarterback in this class, in my opinion, and he still has mistakes with himself, but he's playing very great. I can't lie. But here's where it gets interesting. I said this in a video that I'm going to upload soon, or it might be already uploaded, where I talked about the Eagles and how I think they could be very good because of this. May need, because of the picks that they have, but may need quarterback. I think they are going to trust in Hurts. They drafted 2 receivers in a row. You have to trust in those receivers. They have the running back. I think they're going to go mostly defense here. And do you know what they have to do? They have to lock up the cornerback spot. And I am going to go Andrew Booth with them. A very solid press corner. A guy who you could run man with. And for my second pick here, I'm gonna go with DeMarvin Leal, who is a very athletic for his size. He's able to get pressure, and when you look at that, you see a guy like him, and you're like, he get pressure. Like he's very good at getting pressure for his size. But Fletcher Cox is starting to get old. Who else do they have? Javon Hargrave on the interior. You're gonna have to, I feel like, rebuild their defense. Not rebuild it because their defense is still solid, but I think it's starting to get a little old, or there might be some contract issues. I am not fully sure with their defense. I just think they could definitely improve it to have a very solid defense to help their offense and help Jalen Hurts progress. Bengals here. Bengals. Their defense is looking a lot better. I think they could go corner. I still think they could go edge. They could definitely go offensive line, which I am going to give them that. Where is he? Yeah, Kenyon Green, who's a guy who could play. Basically, he's a guy who could play just what the Bengals need. The Bengals need a guy basically who could go anywhere right now. Really, they don't have any great offensive linemen, and he's a guy who, if you guys saw for his Alabama this past weekend, he played everyone on the offensive line. He played left guard, left tackle, center, right guard, right tackle, and he performed very highly. So he's a guy that I think the Bengals really need because they don't have anyone at a position where you're like, okay, he's gonna play that. They can really switch around their offensive line as much as they wish, and they can switch around him. So I am going to only do 10 picks, so this would be the last pick of the mock draft with the New York Giants, who I had them take an edge before. This is a team who could really go linebacker here. They could go corner, like I said before. We just took a pass rusher. Their offensive line still isn't. It's been performing better, but it still isn't good. They would really need a tackle, which there really isn't a tackle on who's available who I would take. Who's the best tackle? Yeah, I would not take Charles Cross with that pick. I'm sorry. But say it's receiver, I would not draft a receiver if I were them. Running back, I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback. I do think they believe in Daniel Jones. So I'm stuck between two right now. Ahmad Gardner, who I really like. I like Ahmad Gardner a lot. Or Darian Kennard is a very solid interior guard. And I'm gonna give that to Darian Kennard, who's powerful, really good in the run block. I haven't seen too much of him in pass. The Giants really need that. The Giants don't know what their guard situation is going to be like after this year. They've had 4 left guards already start for them. They've had they also have Will Hernandez who's playing pretty solid this year, but he's on a contract year, so who knows what they're going to actually do with him. If you guys please please subscribe. We're going to do this all year throughout until the draft actually happens. I'm going to break them up. I might do certain challenges with them. I might do certain teams drafting for, but damn, I have to cough. But yeah. Thank you. Please please subscribe. Yada 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 yada. See ya.